So welcome to another Vectron tutorial. Today I'm going to create a fractal render with the Menger-Koch formula. So just let's start and copy the code like this. And let's create a Vectron object in our Octane. And delete this code as always and paste my code. So hit compile. And we are ready to explore our fractal. So I really like this fractal. It's one of my favorite because you can really get nice structures, and of course you can also change the angles and it will look more and more organic. I recommend you to play with all these parameters. There's also a cool parameter here in the mode, which is called a bismuth, and this creates a really cool looking cube like this. So I want to create a render using this way, and you can change the bound box of this cube by changing the number here. And then you see that it's not really in the center, so you can change the absolute x here and you will move the offset of the fractal. So let's try to find something interesting in this fractal. Something that looks like a microchip, so I want to get more detail in there. Let's find the Menger scale. Okay, I like this one. We need a material, so Octane shader, Octane material. Let's apply this to our Vectron, and I'm going to use a color on it. This means that every iteration of the fractal will have a different color. So we need a gradient for this, like always, Octane gradient, and then another gradient, which is an OSL script. And let's find another preset for this one, like a rainbow. And you can already see that there's different regions on the fractal with different colors. So we can change that by going in our Vectron object and change the U mode and the U scale, and also color on iteration. And if you can't find a good way to map that, you can always change the gradient angle in our gradient script. I like this one. And maybe a metallic material will look better, so let's change that, and some roughness. And in the diffuse we have a gradient, but it's not visible, so let's plug that in to the specular, and you have already a nice result. Then I really like the film layer effect from Octane, so let's try also that. not too much maybe. Okay, like this one. And let's put some light, so an octane daylight, and change the angle of our daylight, which is here. Alright, something like that. And the cool thing about this way of doing fractals is that you can still change all the parameters. So you can change pretty much everything, like the offset here, and it will always look good and never the same. And of course you can loop the angles. Let's try this one. So you can create a loop with by changing the angle, or you can animate the absolutes here. Or of course you can zoom in and just explore the fractal. Sometimes you reach the limit, but for that we have our ray epsilon, so you can decrease that. And also increase the iteration number, so more and more detail will be in there. Let's try to change the stretch factor. And then it's really up to you to change the colors. Oh, something like that. I like it. And of course you can put a camera and play with the depth of field in Octane camera tag depth of field. Something like that. You can enable your camera imager and change the LUT. We need more samples for this. It's pretty fast, so we can really go high. And you can also play with the post-processing tab here. Just enable that and increase the bloom. We can put some glare. And also the daylight, I want some more power, so we have more light. Well, this is just one way of doing fractals. So this looks like more 2D version of 3D fractal, but it's a cool way. I like this.